Hello, everybody. It is Quinn for the Win, your self-love coach, here to support you always, hold a safe space for you to always be in the practice of being your own best friend, be in the practice of self-love. So, with that said, today I'm going to talk about the difference between showing true concern versus criticism. By the way, for more videos like this, I'm going to be dedicating a lot of my videos to my private Facebook community. So if you want to get on it, you could use more videos like this. Make sure you click on my link and join into my private self-love community. And or if you are kind of like, you know what, I'm kind of like standoffish from communities right now, you would just like more of these direct videos to you, subscribe to my YouTube because this is being uploaded in the YouTube as well. Okay, let's go into what it looks like to show true concern and what does it look like when it's actually criticism. Let's go into that. And the way that I broke this down is in a T-chart. So make your T-chart. On the left-hand side, write down concern, and this is what I have bulleted. You know what I'm trying to say. So think about when someone has shown you true concern, like you really felt like, oh wow, they were really concerned about me. How did they come in? Was it a check-in, right? Like checking in with how you're doing because they're aware that maybe you just went through a breakup, you just went through a separation, you just went through a divorce, you just went through a loss, you just had an interview, you just came back from something that wasn't too pleasant, or you experienced something and they were mindful of that and they came in to check in on you. And let's check in with their tone. So the first one is how they check in, and number two is their energy. If someone is really concerned about me and they're yelling at me, I'm not going to feel the concern. But if it's calm, then I feel more of that concern coming through. Like this is real, true concern. And when they talk to you, they're making it all about what you need. They're making it all about you, basically. They're providing a safe space for you to express yourself if needed. They're seeing if there's anything that you want to get off your chest. And the questions that they ask is to understand you. It's to really seek to understand where you're coming from and just understand you as a person. And after this experience with that person showing you concern, you feel love at the end. You feel loved, you feel seen, you feel safe. So let's talk about the opposite, where there's concern showing, but it's really coming off as criticism. So what's the opposite of checking in? Is it barging in, being up in your face with confrontational energy? How is that true concern when it's very forceful and loud, right? Like instead of calmness, there's scolding, yelling, cussing. And instead of making it about you, right, being a safe space for you to express and making it all about what you need, they're making it more about how they were affected, about how they were hurt, how they were disappointed, about how it affected them. So it's not about you. It's really about how they feel about you or about the situation or whatnot. And instead of asking you questions to understand, the questions that they ask is to interrogate you. So let me give you some examples of what this concern sounds like. It could sound like, what were you thinking? Where were you last night? Why did you do what you did? How could you? I don't understand how you could do X, Y, and Z. Right? Very interrogative. And at the end, instead of feeling loved, there's disconnection instead. There's arguments instead. Right? Instead of feeling like this, it feels more like this, just growing apart. And instead of feeling seen and safe, you feel judged and unseen from this way of showing concern. So is it really concern that you're showing, or or how they're showing to you. They say it's concern, but you know, it feels like you're being judged and criticized. Other ways of showing criticism, and they think it's showing criticism, is when they're telling you how much you fucked up. They are telling you what you should be doing. They're letting you know what you did wrong, right? So out of these qualities, out of true concern and actual criticism, which qualities and ways have you been showing up? Or on the other end, what qualities or ways have others been showing up to you? What have you been experiencing on both of these ends? So this is a great one to bring to light, because we can see why there's disconnection amongst people in your life, and you can see what can close that gap and bring them closer. We all crave relationships. We all crave healthy connections. So how can we ever have that in our life? How can we ever experience that in our life if we're not aware of how we're showing up? And I want to add another layer to this. When we have seen that it's actual criticism that we're showing or that we're experiencing, where does criticism even come from? If someone's criticizing you, if you're criticizing somebody, would that show how you treat yourself? Because that criticism, right, it's coming from somewhere. It's coming from you. What you've experienced, how you treat yourself, how much you criticize yourself. So this gives us some information about us and where we are and how much we criticize ourselves, and how much the person on the other end that's showing you concern, how much they criticize themselves. So ultimately, with this realization, we can now process. We can now realize that, wow, when someone is actually showing me criticism, it is not personal. That's the realization, because they're criticizing themselves. That's why they're making it about them when they say that they believe that they're showing concern for us. So this was a big one. This was inspired from a conversation with my parents, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate. So enjoy. And again, for more videos like this, I'm doing more of these videos inside of my private Facebook community. Or you can subscribe to my YouTube and you can find videos like this uploaded over there. Alrighty, take care. And if you need any further support, just again, everything is in the link in my bio, whether it's one-on-one support, whether it's an online course that you can take, the 30-day journal, that's what it's called, or a workshop that I do with Hallie every single month where we dedicate a certain theme. So check that all out, and I'll see you soon.